Welcome to Biz Dev Live. Thank you for joining me today. If you're joining me live, I'm so appreciative of you. If you're joining me later, I am so appreciative of you. I want to talk about getting big things done, your big priorities, those things that you know that you need to get done. I want to talk about how you get those things done. And I also want to talk about how you get rid of some of the other lesser priorities that you may have going on in your personal life, business life. Let's get into it. Rock out with the theme for a moment, and I will be right back with you.
Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T.
Thanks for joining me today. So I want to talk about how you get to these big priorities, these things that you know that you want to do, but maybe you are not doing. Let's talk about how you pick and choose what are your big goals, your big priorities. So there's going to be things that weigh on you from day to day, and it can be tough to sort out what are the things that have to be done, what are things that can wait. If you're familiar, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. So secret of productivity is definitely scratching things off the list, but you can also have a situation of, okay, you scratched a lot of things off your list, but you're not moving things forward. Listening to the book Traction by Gino Wickman, being able to actually get traction in your business and move things forward, because sometimes you're pedaling the bike, but it's stationary and you're not going anywhere. So how do you get that traction actually push you forward along your path and where you want to go? And I think the thing that you really want to focus on is that plan. So that goal, know where you want to go, because it's very difficult to get where you want to go if you don't know where you're going. So having that big goal helps you to set those big priorities and those things that are important that you need to get through in your day. So set your goal or understand your goals as a business. And maybe there's a monetary amount that you're building to, maybe there's a certain level of efficiency that you're building to, whatever that goal is. Maybe getting your house in order, getting your life in order, getting your calendar in order. I want to do this much exercise in a day. I want to do this much, these many sales calls in a day. So really understand what that goal is and make sure that that is the first thing that you are tackling in the day. For me, over the last couple months, or last few months, has been physical health has been a big goal for me. So it's definitely one of the first things that I'm doing in the day. And as I've been getting into that program, I have my routine, I have my schedule. One of the things that I've added on there, because I have some big goals in the business, is to wake up even earlier so that I'm working on the business goals. So part of 5 a.m. Club with Lynn Rowe. So pushing myself to tackle these things that I know are big goals. Now, time-sensitive things, if you need to make doctor's appointments for you or the kids, for the wife, time-sensitive things, make sure those are at the top of the list, because as time goes by and you don't work on those things, those are things that will become challenging and they'll eat up your time later. Bills, keeping things simple, so that once a bill comes in, you handle it right away as efficiently as possible, or at a set time in the day or a set time in the week. So if mail's coming in, there's not too much time between the time that comes in and the time that it gets checked. But make sure that when you have that time that you set aside for dealing with that you process it one time and get it done. So on the productivity side, you can check that box, but it's not getting in the way or eating up time that you should be spending on big priorities. For your business, how do you know something is an actual big priority? Think about it and put it through a process or a system to understand, is this something that moves the business forward? Is this something that moves me forward? Is this something that can be done by somebody else, or is it something that really isn't that important if it is not done at all? Is it something that can wait until a better time because I have larger priorities that are more important to the business? And if you sort of ring things through that sort of three kind of question piece, you're going to be able to sort out what's really a priority in your day and what's not. Is this time critical? Is this really pushing me or the business forward? Is this something that has to be done by me, or can it be done by somebody else or on a different day? Hopefully that makes sense. That's really the whole message in a nutshell, is make sure that your priority list is not too long. And the way that you do that is by making sure that, one, the things that are on your priority list are the rocks, the big, big things. And if you've ever seen that YouTube video with the teacher putting rocks and pebbles and sand and then, a couple beers on top of the whole thing in the end and saying, listen, there's always room for our time for beer with a friend. If you're finding that you don't have time for any social commitments, if you're finding you don't have time to write things down and document your process, or you're finding that you don't have enough time to work on your time management, it may be time to reassess what you're doing and how you're filling your day, and make sure that you're running each thing that you're doing through a process to really understand, is this something that's important and moving me or my business forward? Is this something that's time critical? Is this something that can be done by somebody else or on a different day? Don't put things off if you don't have to. That's not a good way to be productive. However, if there is something that somebody else can do, pass it on. Get it off of your plate. Push it off your plate. Put it on the calendar to check in and follow up if it's something that you feel like needs to be done, but doesn't need to be done by you. That way, there's more time for you to focus on your goals and your priorities, and make sure the small stuff doesn't fill your jar, that your rocks are the big priority, that everything is getting in there, and that you still have some time for a beer with a friend. I hope this was helpful. I hope this pushes you forward in your day, that helps you prioritize what's really important to you, and stop some of these bad habits. Stop the bad habits of accepting appointments that you don't really need to accept, or accepting responsibilities or tasks that really should not be on your plate. Is this task something that's pushing you or your business forward? If not, is it time sensitive? If it's not, get it off of your plate. Or if it is time sensitive and you can get it off your plate, get it off. You get what I'm saying. Get into that place where, if you're doing something, it's truly because it's a big rock priority. It's what you really want to concentrate on to push your life, your business forward. Again, hope this was helpful. I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy and take care and be awesome. This has been Biz Dev Live with Cameron Toth, Biz D with C. I'll see you tomorrow.
Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T.